What's on my mind this morning, though, is some of the politics. You know, I'm actually glad to see Peter Phillips's communications team. They finally taken my advice and stepped up their communication strategy into the digital age. Remember, they had their crime summit, I think it was on Tuesday?
Yes.
Well, guess what, Pat?
What?
The crime summit was streamed live on Facebook.
What?
Remember, I
Okay.
had said a few months ago in April when I criticized Dr. Phillips and the PMP's communication strategy, I said that they should invest in one of these Mevo devices that we have here in the studio and start live streaming their stuff. That's low-hanging fruit. So they did live stream the PMP, well, at least his presentation from the crime forum on Facebook. It wasn't the best quality. It seems like the internet connection may have been poor,
Okay.
but at least it was streamed, and the presentation was viewed 5,400 times. It was shared 134 times, and it got 71 likes and 61 comments. I think that's a pretty decent start for, I don't know if they've done it before, but I definitely observed it this time. It is too bad, though, that it seems Attorney General, the JLP's Marlene Mallow, who Fort appears to have upstaged Dr. Phillips at his own crime summit. I mean, at least if you follow the reports in the traditional media, more of the interesting stories and sound bites seem to have come from her, including her saying that the Wholeness Administration is renewing its commitment to holding the Vale Royale talks. All the media seemed to pick up on that. It was on the television news, it was on our news, in the newspapers. PSOJ President Howard Mitchell also got quite a bit of shine out of the summit. The Observer's front page story coming out of the event was headlined, "Do It for Jamaica. PSOJ makes impassioned plea at Crime Prevention Summit." And the accompanying front page photo was of Dr. Phillips and Mrs. Malahoo Fort shaking hands and smiling. So just based on my cursory observations of the coverage, it seems other people got more shine than Dr. Phillips out of their own crime summit. It didn't even get front page prominence from the Gleaner at all, that particular event. And so with this type of coverage from traditional media, it especially underscores my point about making sure that your social media strategy is strong. It's particularly important that Dr. Phillips's team ensure that their own narrative is shared via social media. So that decision to live stream his presentation in particular was critical. And I noticed also, because in looking at all of this, I said, let me go check his Facebook page and the following. And since I had taken those notes back in April, I could do some comparison. So I noticed his Facebook following has also grown to more than 28,000. The last time I commented on this in April, he had about 22,000 followers. So that's a 27% increase in about 3 months. Not bad.
No.
His Instagram followers are also up, 10,600 now from 8,900 in April. So that's up 19%. Another fairly decent improvement. Because politicians in 2019 have got to take advantage of these low-hanging fruit in this day and age, especially if you want to connect with young people. You have to meet them in their space, and their space is online. That's the space in which they engage multiple times a day. And you have opportunities that you don't have in trying to meet people face to face, because you can talk to multiple people at once through this type of media. And I know some of you thought that I was just making fun of Dr. Phillips back in April when I made those criticisms, because that was not long after that video came out of him exercising. Well, it was posted on his page, which I found hilarious. But the point wasn't to make fun of him. It was to illustrate the point that the communications team was not doing him any favors in posting such an unflattering position. And I had pointed out at the time that his social media presence was minuscule. The following and engagement as well was minuscule, especially compared to Andrew Holness.
The numbers have gone up. Have the engagement, has the actual quality of the engagement increased? Were you able to say?
I'm coming to that shortly.
Okay.
So Andrew Holness, by the way, now is up to 262,000 likes on Facebook. So Peter Phillips has 28,000. Andrew Holness has almost 10 times that, 262,000 likes on Facebook. But his growth is smaller. It's up just 2% since April. He's up to 158,000 on Instagram, which is up 15% since April. And since we're doing social media comparisons, I had to take a look at Peter Bunting's pages as well. And Bunting is also way behind Wholeness on social media, but ahead of Phillips on Facebook.
Oh, really?
So Bunting has 36,000 Facebook likes, which is 8,000 more than Phillips, or nearly 30% more than Phillips. On Instagram, they're running neck and neck. Bunting has 10,500 followers, Phillips has 10,600. But Bunting's engagement is higher than Phillips's engagement. So he's getting much more likes and comments on his posts than Phillips. Just from my cursory observation of their last few posts, I didn't go deep diving all the way back to see, it's not a scientific observation. I just looked at the past maybe 6 or 7 posts to see how they've been doing. But I do know as well that Bunting has been sponsoring posts lately, because I have been seeing sponsored posts from Peter Bunting's page pop up on my feed. So you do sponsored posts, you will get more traction, you will get more engagement, more likes, more comments on it. So I don't know if these numbers actually say anything about their popularity, what you can extrapolate from the social media presence. But what I do know is that people have built entire brands and careers off social media, and it can be an extremely powerful tool. And like I said before, if you want to reach young people, you have to deliberately occupy the same space as them. You've got to meet them where they are, or they won't see you, they won't hear you, and they won't care about you. That's what's on my mind.